need two, I let one go.
And let's go right to Gina Gran with the news headlines.
Well, as of late last night, there are officially no more Israeli hostages being held by Hamas. All living hostages were released as part of a ceasefire deal between Israel and Palestine. The deal was partially brokered by President Trump, who arrived in Israel early this morning. Then he's going to attend an international peace summit in Egypt later today, where he'll sign a peace agreement with more than 20 other world leaders.
Dude, his speech was so long. I was listening to it live on the way into work, and Greg heard this too. At one moment, it sounded like there was a shooting.
Somebody started yelling, right?
Yeah, and then there were some banging sounds, and then some yelling for a minute. And I go, oh, great.
Because, and then they had a translator, so they're supposed to translate in real time, but you couldn't really hear the translator. So I thought, what is this guy yelling about?
Yeah, what is happening right now?
And then there's a long pause, and Trump said, well, that was efficient.
Yeah. I still don't know what happened because, again, it was audio.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's got all the hostages out. I saw that they, took them to the hospital and they're getting, but like, man, what a crazy, you hear about that every once in a while. People who are being held in places and
underground.
Yeah, like you're on that plane and you're on the way to finally
back home.
Yeah, going to see people that you thought you'd probably never see again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
It's good, and whether it sticks or not, I guess we'll see. I'm skeptical like everybody else, but for today it's good.
For today it's good for sure. Well, Hollywood icon Diane Keaton passed away over the weekend at 79 years old. She was at home in L.A. on Saturday when the fire department was called to check on her. And according to reports, she was taken away in an ambulance right there. Now, we don't know what the cause of death is yet, but a friend of Keaton says her health had gotten really bad in the last few months. She said her close friends and family were keeping everything private. And you know the name, even you, Morgan, I'm sure. She starred in huge movies like Godfather, ever heard of it? 1 and 2. Annie Hall, First Wives Club, all the Father of the Bride movies. And lots of people posting tributes saying what a wonderful person she was. And a super funny exchange with her and Steve Martin and Martin Short, calling them both idiots.
Yep.
So I really like that. Well, it's already week 6 of the NFL season. And last night the Chiefs beat the Lions 30-17. But that wasn't the big headline. It's what happened after the game that everyone's talking about. Did you guys see this? The game was over. Patrick Mahomes went to shake hands with Brian Branch from the Lions, and he blew him off. So Chiefs wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster had a big problem with that.
Yeah, took exception to it.
Yep.
Said something to Branch.
Yep.
Oh.
And then...
Yeah, Branch hauls off and smacks Juju.
Him.
Oh,
so Juju starts running after him, and then
the
other players get involved.
Whole brawl.
That?
Lions coach Dan
The game's
Campbell.
over. Dude.
It's over.
Right. All over a handshake?
Yeah, he says that what Branch did was inexcusable. He apologized to Coach Andy Reid and the Chiefs, and the league will for sure have something to say about this.
Oh, yeah, someone's getting a FedEx this week.
Stupid.
Oh, no.
Well, and then even Andy Reid was like, yeah, he messed his nose up pretty good. So we'll see. Then Woody Steelers had an easy win over Cleveland. The Rams,
Finally, a stress-free game.
Yeah, look at you.
That never happens.
The Rams beat the Ravens. Bengals lost to the Packers. So good weekend for you, Woody.
Yeah, if you're a Steeler fan, good weekend.
Yeah.
All the
that
other teams
was
in the
easy.
AFC North lost.
Right?
Watch the Ratbirds lose. Great.
So
Watch
vindicating.
Cincinnati lose again. So the game on Thursday is going to be the Steelers and the Bengals, and it's going to be like old-ass Aaron Rodgers going up against old-ass Joe Flacco.
Oh,
Sweet.
Like the two oldest
the
dudes.
Walker Challenge.
Should be fun.
Well, the Chargers hit a game-winning field goal to barely beat the Dolphins, and the Jets lost again, this time to the Broncos. Week 6 wraps up tonight with a Monday Night Football doubleheader. You got Bills and Falcons and the Bears and Commanders. And speaking of football, former NFL QB Mark Sanchez, remember him? He was finally let out of the hospital and booked right into jail in Indianapolis yesterday. So just a quick recap for
He was
those
in there
who
for a
don't
while.
remember. Well, Sanchez got into a fight with a 69-year-old truck driver. He got stabbed after fighting this dude. And then he was arrested for having started the fight and going after this guy. Well, Sanchez had already paid his bail, so he was released. But as he was walking out, the local Indy News caught up with him and asked him what happened. He said he's focused on his recovery, and he thanks the first responders and medical staff for saving his life. So he is PR trained.
Oh, yeah. Did you see his baby mama posted, who's his ex, who said... not surprised by any of this at all. I think we were all kind of surprised, right? We're like, really, Mark Sanchez? And this seems off. And she's like, she posted, not surprised by any of this.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
They sprinkle that in.
Well,
Good.
the MLB Division Series wrapped up over the weekend, and now we get to find out who's going to the World Series. So in the National League, the Brewers got rid of the Cubs, and now they move on to their first NLCS since 2018. They're going up against the Dodgers. Game 1 is tonight in Milwaukee. In the American League, it took the Mariners 15 innings to beat the Tigers, but they did it. They're playing the Blue Jays in the ALCS and took Game 1, beating Toronto 3-1. Game 2 is tonight. And a wild story blew up on social media about how an Olive Garden waitress in St. Louis totally lost it on some customers.
Oh, this is a crazy
This is
story.
crazy.
Yeah, did you see anybody here see the original story?
No.
The original story was that this woman in St. Louis, Olive Garden waitress, flipped out on some customers over the nonstop breadsticks, right?
Yeah, allegedly threw the basket of breadsticks at them.
Yeah.
All right.
And didn't leave a tip.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the Post even quoted her yelling, "Unlimited breadsticks doesn't mean unlimited free labor," before getting arrested. And it has a mugshot. She looks like she's been crying.
Yeah,
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, and this spreads like crazy on social media because this one account
'Cause it's
ran with it, and they've got like 2 million followers.
2 million
The
subscribers.
server thought they were asking it too often.
Yeah, and didn't get tipped
And didn't
just
tip.
lost it
tip.
on these
Yeah.
people. There was just one problem, though. The whole story was made up. So the picture actually belonged to this college student in Texas.
real woman.
Yeah, she
Okay.
had nothing to do with this fake story.
Yeah.
They just used her
Doesn't live in
image.
St. Louis.
No.
Not at Olive Garden.
Now, it was a real
sucks.
mugshot. She was popped one time for public intoxication after like drinking with her friends, like on a night out in college. Poor thing. The account they posted, like you said, totally fake, has tons of followers.
Yeah.
And once the post went viral, well, you can't put that genie back in the bottle. And some people tracked down this girl, started harassing her online. She says it's her worst nightmare come to reality.
Something that never even happened.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Even though the original post was deleted, it's the internet. Nothing's
Yeah.
ever deleted.
This
It's
was
still
1,000
everywhere.
copies of it.
Sure.
Exactly.
There was, somebody that was sending us a link to a redneck news story, and I get this. I still to this day get this. I would say at least now a couple times a year.
Yeah.
But when it first hit, I was getting it multiple times a week. Oh, check out this redneck news story. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll come up that they busted a guy who was living in the quote attic of a Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm like, there was no guy. There's no attic.
Urban legend.
Have you been to a Walmart? It's literally like a big warehouse,
You can
metal
see
roof.
the ceiling.
You can
Right.
see
Yeah.
through the rafters to the roof. There's no attic.
an attic, like it's a castle.
Yeah. And so it turned out, of course, it's a completely
Of
made up
course.
BS story. It was just on one of those like fake news
Right.
sites, like the Onion Cut type of thing.
Right.
And people, they had
We're
some
doomed.
mugshot for some drug addict
Yeah.
from some other story that they put in that story. And
Yep.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
Well, and
they
even
spent all
Olive
this time
Garden.
putting it together.
Yeah.
Even Olive Garden stepped in to say, this woman never worked here. Like, stop this. But of course, that doesn't stop people from going after her. And it's the internet. It's
Oh,
never
yeah,
going
of
to stop.
course.
The only restaurant story I saw was this a waiter started freaking out because he saw this live streamer that came into the restaurant and he wanted to get like his autograph and take photos with him. And the customer's like, "Hey, I'm trying to get served here." And then they start going off on him. So there was a big debate on if people were, being extra by getting mad at the server for being excited that this live streamer came into the restaurant.
Or
not.
should you wait till your shift's over and just focus on your table?
Yeah, well, that's what the customers were saying.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, play cool.
yeah.
Well, that's what's going on, Woody.
Thank you very much, Gina Grad.
Yep.
We got more Woody Show next. Hang on.
The Woody Show will be right back.
Alt 98.7, LA's new alternative.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Yeah.
Celebrating 20 years of good times.
We always have a good time there.
So you can catch the big baseball series on their big screens everywhere that you're eating, staying, and playing. They're at Morongo. Nothing but a good time. They're at Morongo. Brett Michaels, his only SoCal show, November 21st. Get your tickets now. And they're giving away a new Land Rover Defender.
Oh my God, that's cool.
Nice.
Entries with your rewards card, and you could be the winner. That's coming up on my birthday, you guys. October 30th.
That's so nice.
At Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times. It's like Morongo. Yeah.